First and foremost, I give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Mashakum like Yahushai. That is to say, Yahweh, being named the Heavenly Father, who the world will call God, and Yahweh Shai, being named His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. This is Brother Kasadi from W5 Jersey, Philly.
Brother Utazama.
Kind of through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, we diving into adversity, right? The trial by fire, right? The steps that it's going to take for you to get into the kingdom, right? This truth and this walk that we living in, things aren't supposed to be easy, right? A lot of times you may be going through different infirmities or affliction and adversity, but these things are to build you up, and ultimately it's for the Most High to prove you, to see if you're worthy or found worthy in the eyes of the Most High to enter into that kingdom, right? So again, you might be going through things. You might be catching hell at your workplace. You might be catching hell at home. You might have lost your car. You might have lost your job. But these different things is brought upon you to see what you're going to do and what type of reason you're going to have to continue to follow the Most High or fall away to the ways of the spiritual demon Satan. Right? We can kick it off, King. Can you go to Job chapter 13 and start at verse 15? So in this walk, we're going to have a lot of different things that's thrown at us. Right? There's a test that has to come with this truth. Right? Bring this out, King.
Now this is the book of Job, chapter 13 and verse 15. Though he slay me.
What the Lord say?
Though he slay me.
Right? The Most High, He may be slaying you on a spiritual level. Right? Sending demons at you. You're getting persecuted. You constantly catching hell. Your thoughts is jamming you up and trying to condemn you. And the Lord said, though he slay me, read.
Yet will I trust in him.
But you still got to trust in the Most High throughout that adversity. You still have to trust in the Most High throughout whatever temptation you're dealing with. No one's here to tell you that this thing is going to be easy, because it never was going to be easy. Imagine that. Imagine the greatest gift you can ever receive, living forever, being a ruler of the kingdom of heaven,
right,
having a throne, dominion, rulership, having slaves, having cities, having men that respond to your command. That's the greatest thing you're going to receive. Again, living forever, no death, peace, true serenity. Why would that be given to you and you don't got to do nothing at all? You don't got to catch hell for it. You don't got to go through anything. You just sit and you make it to the kingdom. Newsflash, that's not this truth. That's not what the Most High is required or requiring for his sons. We got to continue to keep that in mind in these last days. Yeah, you might be catching hell, but you got to go through it. Right, King? Go to Job 23 and 10. I'm going to get a couple more. I'm going to pass it.
Book of Job, chapter 23 and verse 10.
Right.
But he knoweth the way that I take.
Start at verse 9.
Verse 9. On the left hand where he doth work, but I cannot behold him.
Right.
He hideth himself on the right hand, that I cannot see him.
Right.
But he knoweth the way that I take.
But he does what?
But he knoweth the way that I take.
Right. The Most High knows the ways that the things that we have to go through. He knows that. Why? Because he put us through it. He's the one that's giving you that adversity. He's the one that gave you that job and took that job away from you. He's the one that gave you that woman and took that woman away from you. He's the one that gave you that car and took it away from you. He's the one that put that illness on you. Right? You got told, but he was blind for 8 years. You had this sister in the book of Luke, the 8th chapter. She had a infirmity of blood for 12 years. 12 years. Constantly bleeding, going to physicians, trying to be healed, but wasn't able to be healed. The Lord put that on her to see her faith, to try her, to test her, to prove her. You got to be proven in this truth. It has to go down. And we got to keep that in mind. This world is not going to, the world is going to tell you that, you could be all you could be in this society. Whatever you put your mind to, that's what it is. Guess what? This world is completely against this truth.
Right.
This world wants to make things easy for you. You go to college, you do this, you do that, and then this is going to work out for you. No, you might be going from job to job to job, being in the truth. And you wonder why things aren't working out. Well, brother, that's testing you. He has a higher calling for you. You might be courting this one sister and things don't work out. And you courting a second sister, things don't work out. And you wonder, maybe I should just be by myself. Well, brother, the Lord's trying you. He wants to see what type of man you're going to be. Right? He's really showing you at the end of the day, you only need him. And these are different thoughts that may come about. It's a lot of different adversity that you might deal with. right? You might have a next door neighbor. He just want to cause hell every day. Damn, knocking on your door, right? You see him, he's giving you an evil eye, right? You catching hell. It might be drug dealers on your block, gang bangers. Every time they see you with the fringes, they mocking you, they scoffing at you. It's a lot of different ways you can catch hell in a society, or this truth, I should say, living in a society, right? But the point is, you got to catch hell. Right. Read it again, King, verse 10.
But he knoweth the way that I take. When he had tried me, I shall come forth as gold.
I should do what?
I shall come forth as gold.
The Lord said, when he had tried you, you shall come forth as gold. It's not saying when you go through that fire, then you automatically make it. No, because certain brothers, they may go through the fire and then it get too hot for them and then they get burnt up, if you have ears to hear. They beating on the door saying, let me out. It's too much for me. There was brothers we knew, things got too hot for them. And they say in the world, if things get too hot, then get the F out the kitchen, right? That's what they say, right? How much more in his truth when the Lord is saying you got to go through this fire? You read about the parable, I want to misquote it. And we don't got to get it. Most High willing to come back to me. But the point is, the Most High, he may have you go through this trial, either to see if you going to be elected to the kingdom, or you may go through this trial and guess what? And you fall back and you go into the ways of the world. One more precept, King, you got it. Go to Psalm 66 and start at verse 9.
I was a little more on that
too. Con, you finish that.
Yeah, Con. My foot hath held his steps. His way have I kept and not declined. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips.
What the Lord say?
Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips.
Right, so Job is saying he's being tried, but even while he was being tried, he didn't go back from the commandment of the Most High's lips. He didn't turn his heart against the Lord. Yeah, you're being tried, but that don't mean you're supposed to go against the Most High.
Right.
In fact, it's time for you to dig a little deeper. Understand that the Most High, he's the one that gives you blessings. He's the same one that will give you a curse. He's the one that can uplift you from that adversity. He's the same one that can put more things upon you. So it'll behoove you, using wisdom, to dive deeper and attach yourself closer to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua and not fall away. Right, read on, King?
I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food.
And you got to understand that the Most High and his word is more important than anything else you're going to receive in this world. Yeah, you need food on a carnal, physical level for your body to sustain itself, just like an engine needs oil, just like a car needs gas. But guess what? Your spirit needs the words of the Most High. And these words, everything is not going to be a dark breakdown, right? This is more beneficial for a lot of brothers and sisters in this truth, to understand how to catch hell and go through it, to understand what it truly means to be a part of the kingdom of heaven. Everything's not going to be easy. It's not supposed to be easy.
Right.
Just because you ask the Lord for a particular matter to be removed from you doesn't mean it's going to happen. Read about that in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, where Paul was catching hell. He asked the Lord then removed that spirit from him. Yahweh Shai asked the Most High to remove the cut from him. There's no account of the Most High removing that cut from him. In fact, we see Yahweh Shai had to die for the name of Yahweh. So this is something to keep you going through the spirit throughout the week, so you can continue to remember, hey, you got to catch hell. You got to go through it. This is the only way you can enter to the kingdom of heaven. But you got it, King.
Oh, you got the precept?
No, it's okay. I'll get it back.
All praise the Most High.
Con.
Can you go to Wisdom of Solomon 3 and verse 1?
Con.
So all praise to the Most High. The brother, he touched mildly on us having to go through this furnace of adversity so that we can be received as fine gold, man. You know, what it's saying in the book of Job, man. Job, he went through the furnace of adversity and came out as gold, not being strayed from the steps of the Lord, but keeping the commandment and esteeming the words of the Lord more than his necessary food. But this is on Wisdom of Solomon 3 and verse 1.
And this is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 and verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of Yahweh, and there shall no torment touch them.
What did the Lord say?
And there shall no torment touch them.
So the things that we go through is adversity. But the Lord says he's going to take us away from torment, man. What is torment? Torment is what the unrighteous are going to go through, man. The hellfire, man. The missiles. You know, being slayed by the enemies. Falling by the sword of the enemies. That's going to be the torment that the unrighteous go through. But the Lord said that no torment shall touch the righteous. But it says this. Let's keep reading.
Verse 2. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die.
What did the Lord say?
In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die.
The Lord said, in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, man. When we go through these torments, to the unwise, it seems like, oh, man, the Lord's judging them, man. Oh, the Lord's getting up with them. The Lord's doing this. The Lord's doing that. Brother, when you lose your job, when you go through these certain things, the unwise, they look at it and they say, they scoff, they shake their head, and you're not doing things right, man. You should have got down with the white man, man. You should have got down with your job and shaved your beard. You should have never said nothing about Christianity. That's what they say in their feeble mind and not understanding. But to the wise, we understand that these things, they have to happen. Why? Because the Lord, he's doing what? Putting us through that furnace, right, like we're going through. Let's keep reading.
And their departure is taken for misery, and they're going from us to be utter destruction. But they are in peace. For though they be punished in the sight of men.
What did the Lord say?
For though they be punished in the sight of men.
And right now, what you're going through, it might seem like a punishment before men. You might be saying, well man, why the hell did I lose my entire job in front of all these people, man? Why am I losing my car, my woman, certain things? Why is this happening to me, man? It feels like I'm getting punished. And you feel like Job in the moment. The Lord said, read that one more time, King.
For though they be punished in the sight of men.
For though they be punished in the sight of men, read.
Yet is their hope full of immortality.
What did the Lord say?
Yet is their hope full of immortality.
So when you're in this truth and you're going through it, man, your hope has to be full of immortality, man. When you lose your job, when you lose that car, when you lose certain things in life, when you go through it, when, like the brother said, you have that neighbor knocking on your door, it just causing hell, right, trying to get a rise out of you, your hope has to be in immortality, man. You got to be thinking about immortal things, not the mortal things. Not saying, oh, man, what am I going to do? I got to go back on the street and sell these bags and do what I got to do and get the money? Or are you going to say, well, hold up. You know, this is all praise to the Most High, man. The Lord said I'm going to go through these things while I come into the truth, man. The Lord said when you come to serve the Lord in Sirach, the 2nd chapter, prepare thy soul from temptation. We understand that. So your thoughts and your mind has to be on the thoughts of immortality. That's how the righteous will move when they go through these things. Keep reading, King.
And having been a little chastened.
And having been what?
And having been a little chastened.
And all this is a little chastisement, man. A little correction for the things that we did, you know, if you have ears to hear in our previous lives, man. That's what Lamentations 5 says. Our fathers are sinning or not, and we have borne their iniquities, man. So the little chastening that the Lord's putting us through, keep reading.
It says, and having been a little chastened, they shall be greatly rewarded.
They shall be what?
They shall be greatly rewarded.
What happens after you lose your job and endure?
They shall be greatly rewarded.
Losing your car?
They shall be greatly rewarded.
Losing your job? Oh, not your job. Losing your woman?
They shall be greatly rewarded.
Going through hell?
They shall be greatly rewarded.
The Lord said, when you go through these things and you endure, you will be greatly rewarded, man. That's what's going to happen, man. Let's keep reading.
They shall be greatly rewarded. For Yahweh proved them.
For Yahweh did what?
For Yahweh proved them.
So what we're going through is a proving cycle, man. A proving of how we're going to maneuver in the spirit when all hell breaks loose, man. Throughout the scripture, you have men, when all hell break loose, they weren't with the Lord, man. They went the separate way. They did their own thing. They said, hey, look, Lord, I'm not with you, man. I'm a go freak off. I'm going to go in sin. I'm going to serve different gods. I'm going to build altars to different gods. Yeah, a lot of men like that in the Oh, come on. There's a lot of men like that in the Bible, man. So we understand through the Spirit that when you endure this trial of affliction, you're going to be greatly rewarded, man. Right. And when you fall away, what happens? When you fall away, you're going to be punished, man. So when we understand, through the Spirit, when we go through these certain things, it's time to endure. It's time to lock in. It's not time to have your foot slip and fall in the world. Like Job said, he said, I didn't do that, man. I kept my step. And I esteemed the words of the Lord more than necessary food. Let's keep reading, King.
For Yahweh proved them and found them worthy for himself. as gold in the furnace.
As what?
As gold in the furnace.
So after the proving, it becomes, the Lord gives a similitude of what it'll be.
Right.
As a gold in the furnace, read.
He tried them.
He did what?
He tried them.
And that's what we just read in Job, man. Job came out as gold in the furnace, man. So as gold in the furnace, he tried them, read.
And received them as a burnt offering.
As a what?
As a burnt offering.
You getting put through these trials, it's like a burnt offering, man. What's the classic in Romans 12, man? To offer your to make your body as a living sacrifice, man. So when we go through these things, man, it's for what? It's to show and to prove ourselves to the Lord, man. That's what it is. Whether it be a friend in the day of adversity or not, man. And that's even in the world right now, man. You can only know your true friends when all hell breaks loose, man. When you're poor, when you're not rich, when you're not overly abundant in things that don't matter, man. Like women, wine, weed, all these things. That's when you know who your true friends are, man.
Right.
When you're going through it, not when you got all the money and all the vanities of the world and you're living lavishly, man. But when you go through it, and the same thing with the Lord, man. You know, when we were in excess with the Lord, man, what do we do? You know, when you read that account, man, I'm gonna get a quick preacher. Go to Micah, the 6th chapter. Micah 6. Go to start verse. You can start verse 1. When you understand that account, man, when we were living lavish with the Lord, man, you know, we turned away, and we did the Lord wrong. We're gonna show it.
And this is the book of Micah, chapter 6 and verse 1. It says, "Hear ye now what Yahweh saith. Arise, contend thou before the mountains, and let the hills hear thy voice. Hear ye, O mountains, Yahweh's controversy, and ye strong foundations of the earth. For Yahweh had a controversy with his people."
What did the Lord say?
For Yahweh had a controversy with his people.
So the Lord had a controversy with his people, read.
And he will plead with Israel. O my people, what have I done unto thee?
What did the Lord just say?
O my people, what have I done unto thee?
The Lord said, what have I done unto thee? And we're going to see why he said that.
And wherein have I wearied thee? Testify against me. For I brought thee up out of the land of Egypt, and redeemed thee out of the house of servants. And I sent before thee Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. O my people, remember now what Balak, king of Moab, consulted, and what Balaam, the son of Beor, answered him from Shittim unto Gilgal, that ye may know the righteousness of Yahweh. Wherewith shall I come before Yahweh, and bow myself before the high God?
And jump to verse 8. I believe that's the point I want. But the point that we're seeing, the picture that the Lord's painting, is all the good things he done to Israel, man. Let's keep reading.
Verse 8. He has showed thee, O man, what is good, and what the Lord requireth of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. The Lord's voice crieth unto the city, and the man of wisdom shall see thy name. Hear ye the rod, and who had appointed it? Are there yet the treasures of wickedness in the house of the wicked, and the scant measure that is abominable?
And Slaki, go to verse 7. I believe that's what I want.
Verse 7. Would the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, or with 10,000s of rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? Verse 8.
Slaki, go to verse what I want is verse 5. Read verse 4 again, and read verse 5.
Verse 4.
And I'm gonna touch on that point.
For I brought thee up out of the land of Egypt, and redeemed thee out of the house of servants.
So again, when the Lord brought us out of the land of Egypt and redeemed us out of the house of servants, we were put in a high place. When we went into the land of Israel, we were living lavish, man. And we were on top of the world, man. We were brought into the kingdom of heaven. Literally on that level in the kingdom of heaven, man. We were brought into the land of Israel where we was ruling on top of the world, man. And what did we do with the Lord? And we forsook him, man. That's why the Lord has a controversy, man. After all the good things I did unto you, took you out of the house of servants, took you from the lower state that you was in Egypt, and set you up with the kings and the princes of the world, man, you forsook me, man.
Right.
And you see that all throughout the book, all throughout the Bible, man. You see our people being at the top and forsaking the Lord, man, while in leadership, while in rulership. So when the Lord comes to prove us this time, man, we're going to be in the lower state. Right now, we're in the lower state. Right now, we're working for the so-called white man. Right now, we're going to clock into a 9 to 5 every single day. We got to do things that, you know, that kings shouldn't be doing. And the Lord's proving us to see if we're going to be faithful in those days, man. Whether we're going to be faithful to him or whether we're going to freak off, man.
Right.
So this is a true trial, man. Because we failed the first one. When we had everything, man, we failed the Lord, man. Why? Because that's where you find out who's your fake friend, man. Because they'll always be around. But you find out your real friend and your real servant when all things are going bad, and when the only thing you could do is trust in him and continue your friendship with him and your love for the Lord. But I'm going to pass the can.
All praise to the Most High. Mighty words to the Spirit. Can you let's go back to Psalm 66 and 10.
Con.
Psalm 66 and 10. And then after that, can you go to the blue letter for that word tried?
Con.
Bring this on, you got it.
Now this is the book of Psalms, chapter 66 and verse 10. For thou, O Yahweh, hast proved us. Thou hast tried us.
Thou hast done what?
Thou hast tried us.
Right, so the Lord has to prove us. David said, thou, O Yahweh, thou hast proved us, thou hast tried us. You have to be proven. Let me get this quick precept in 1 John chapter 4. Right, classic? This 1 John chapter 4 and verse 1. I'm going to read this. It says, Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of God. You don't think God has to do that for us? Now, of course, the Most High created us so he knows, but for you to understand, for the lesson's sake, the Most High is trying us to see who's really worthy of his salvation. Because like we read, the Lord already gave us the kingdom. The Lord already gave us rulership. Not the kingdom as an everlasting kingdom, but the Lord has given us a rulership before. Right? We was literally the top nation of the known world at the time. The ancient Egyptian empire, it was cast down, and the Lord delivered our forefathers via the hands of Moses and brought us into our land. Cast out the nations before us, the Canaanites, Hivites, Perizzites, cast them all out, rounded up the other nations into slavery, built up the walls of Jerusalem. The Most High did that through the hands of Joshua. We had mighty kings that ruled. We had mighty judges that ruled as well. And the Most High was dealing with the nation of Israel. But we sinned and went off and fell from our first estate.
Right.
So the Lord has to prove us once again. He's proving us right now. These are the trials that you got to go through. Even in this man's society, you got to go through trials. Whether you want to make it to the NFL, you got to go through a trial. You got an NFL draft combine. You got your college days. You got your high school days. You got to prove that that you're found worthy enough to make the big bucks, to make the big contract, to get drafted to a team, for your name to be called on draft night. The NBA, the same thing. You got to train, and you got to put your body out there on the line for any of these sports or any of these jobs and so on and so forth, so you can make it in this society. How much more the everlasting society that is only for the elite of the elite? So yeah, you got to be tried. Yeah, you got to be proved. Can you bring out this word tried?
Yeah, now this is tried in the Hebrew. It's sarap, and it says to smelt, refine, test. To smelt, refine, to test.
To do what?
To test.
You got to go through a test. This is a major test that you're going through right now. How are you going to handle losing your job? God forbid, how would you handle if you lost your children? What are you going to do? Are you going to trust in the Most High? Or are you going to put that black mask on and try to get it by any means? Read that again, King.
To test and prove true.
And do what?
And prove true.
The Lord said he has to prove you to be true. Now we know the Lord's word is true. So you have to trust in his word, and the Lord is going to try you to see if you really believe in his word. And then in your spirit, your spirit has to match with being truth. If you have ears to hear, the word has to be in you and ingrained in you. That's how you get the word. Before you get into the new covenant, you pass under the bond of the covenant, or the rod of the covenant, and enter into everlasting life where the word is in you. It now has to be in you right now. And you do that by being tried, by going through these precepts, by trusting in the Lord, and the Most High finding you worthy. I'm going to read this again in 1 John 4:1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirit, whether they are of God. Because many false prophets are going out into the world. And you got a lot of people that say they believe in God, but then their works, it don't show that. It's not adding up. Right? It's not adding up. So when we go back to Psalm 66.
Psalm 66 and verse 10.
Right?
For thou, O Yahweh, hast proved us. thou hast tried us, as silver is tried.
As what?
As silver is tried.
And that silver, when you first dig the earth to find silver or gold or any of these raw material, there's a reason why they call it raw, because it has to be refined. It has to go through a refining process. That first estate of you coming into the truth, that shouldn't be the same you right now, brother. If you came into the truth 10 years ago, you shouldn't be the same brother you was 10 years ago. You should be refined. If you came into the truth 2 years ago, you should be 2 years refined. You went through the refining process. Right? Read on, King.
Verse 11, thou broughtest us into the net. Thou layest affliction upon our loins.
Thou did what?
Thou layest affliction upon our loins.
So the Lord brought us into this net and he laid affliction upon our loins, right?
Thou hast caused men to ride over our heads.
And the Lord has put these nations upon our heads. Look at this. Hold on. Got these nations over us.
Right.
Put the nations with the purses on our... That's a man purse right there. There's no such thing as a man purse, but that's what he got. So the Lord has put the nations over us. And then are riding over... Look at this. This is what you got to deal with.
He's over us.
He's over us. He should never be over us, but now he's over us. Why is he over us? Because we have sinned against our God. We went off against the Most High, so then the Lord has to allow this to happen to us. It has to go down this way. Right, read on, King?
We went through fire and through water.
We did what?
We went through fire and through water.
And if you didn't know, fire and water are two purifications. You have to be purified because this world has defiled you. You've been defiled in your thoughts. We was talking to the brother last night, and as we talking to this brother, more and more of just the world is just spewing out of the brother. Yeah, he has fringes on. Yeah, he has a Bible in his hand, but he still has a world mind. So we've been defiled in this world. So the Lord can't just put us in water and make us clean, because that's just not enough. You also got to be put through that fire to be made clean, because again, we've been defiled in his life. Right? Read on, King.
But thou broughtest us out into a wealthy place.
Right?
Verse 13. I will go into thy house with burnt offerings. I will pay thee my vows.
You can rest right there, King. King, go to Hebrews chapter 2 and verse 9. So the Most High has to put you through this fire. To enter into the kingdom, you must catch hell. It is a prerequisite. We read it earlier. It's a test. Now, to go to a major, to go to any college, you got to pass what? You got to pass the SAT. Right. And before that, you got smaller little tests. You got quizzes you go through in freshman year, sophomore year, junior year. Then you got a senior year. You got the little tests, little finals, whatever the case may be. You got midterms and things like that. But then guess what? You got the SAT. And that SAT determines if you're going to be in college or not. I think it used to be 2,400, then they switched it to 1,600, then they might have switched it back. I don't know. I'm not in school. But the point is, even in this man society, you got to go through a test. If you want to get your law degree, you got to go through, exams. They got to examine you. You got to be examined right now. You should be examining yourself right now with the Spirit of the Lord. If this is cutting you, and it should, because it's cutting me, and guess what? You got to go back, and we got to continue to be refined through the Spirit of the Lord. No man is Yahweh Shai. If you in this comment board said, look, brother, I don't need to be tried. The Lord know my heart already. Yeah, and there's a lot of precepts you can go right there, with that. Right? A lot of brothers and sisters say the Lord know my heart. And that's cool. But even David asked the Lord to judge me. He said, judge me and prove me. I'm going to get that precept real quick, then you got it. This is this Psalm 27. So like I want this Psalm 26 and verse 1. It says, judge me, O Yahweh, for I have walked in mine integrity. I have trusted also in the Lord, therefore shall I not slide. Examine me, O Yahweh, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart. So you want to be examined. You're not perfect, right? No one's perfect. But you can be perfect if you continue to endure unto the end and serve the Most High, and then you can enter to that kingdom. But it starts right now, right? Bring this out, King.
Hebrews chapter 2 and verse 9. But we see Yahweh Shai, who's made a little lower than the angels, for the suffering of death.
For the what?
For the suffering of death.
Right.
Crowned with glory and honor.
So the Lord was tried through the suffering of death. But what's going to happen, right?
That he by the grace of Yahweh should taste death for every man. For it became him for whom are all things, and by whom are all things, in bringing many sons unto glory, to make the captain of their salvation perfect through suffering.
Perfect through what?
Perfect through suffering.
Right. So Yahweh Shai was made perfect through the sufferings. Yahweh Shai was made. He's the It says he's the captain of the. It said of the people.
Slaki. It says captain of the salvation.
Captain of salvation. So the Lord, he's a King of kings and Lord of lords. And of course we know that was set up from the beginning, but the Lord still had to fulfill his lot. And his lot was to have to suffer and be tried as well. He had to be tried. The Most High knew what was of Yahweh Shai because he created Yahweh Shai, but he still tried him. So how much more you? How much more me? How much more this brother?
Right.
You understand? So in these last days, you got to keep that in mind and fully examine that. But you got it, though, King.
Come. And we can go to the book of Hebrews 11 and verse 35.
Come. And this is Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 35.
This up.
It says, "Women receive their dead raised to life again."
And Slaki, start verse 6.
This Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 6.
And we know, and majority of us know what Hebrews 11 is talking about. It's talking about faith. Bring this out, Ken.
But without faith.
What did the Lord say?
But without faith, it is impossible to please him.
So when you go through adversity, you have to have faith. Why? Because going through adversity, you can't outmaneuver or outpace adversity by just your works, by just you coming out and being consistent. It comes through with faith, man. When you understand the Gospels, man, a lot of men were going through it. A lot of consistent men. You had Peter. You had Yahweh Shai even too. You had many men that went through it, and it was a faith that had to outpace it, man. Hey, Peter fell in his works, man. He denied Yahweh Shai. That's a sin unto death, man. Yahweh Shai said in chapters before that, man. He said, look, any man that denies me will I deny before the Father, man. But what got Peter through all that adversity, man, all the tribulation, everything he went through, all of his downfalls, was his faith to get back up again and to serve the Lord, man. So faith is what's going to get you through adversity. Go ahead, Ken.
But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is.
Now let's go to verse 35.
Verse 35.
To get the context of that. Go ahead, Ken.
It says, "Women receive their dead raised to life again, and others were tortured."
What did the Lord say?
And others were tortured.
And we always talk about it, and we're going to talk about it right now, man. Right now, what we're going through is little affliction, man. Small affliction, slight affliction. But we're going to go through a time, we always talk about Jacob's trouble, where affliction is going to be on a rise, man. It's going to kick up. The heat is going to kick up. It's going to go from the setting 3 on the stove to setting, 6 or high? I believe it's 6.
Yeah,
I think
9.
Some 9? Yeah, you see that? Well, it's going to be
like medium.
It's going to be the max setting, man. If you get the what we're putting out, man. And the heat is going to get hotter, man. It says some were tortured. Read.
It says, "And others were tortured, not accepting deliverance, that they might obtain a better resurrection."
That they might what?
That they might obtain a better resurrection.
So you got to equate on your end, man. Right now, you might, it says accept deliverance. You might lose your job. And the deliverance might be for you in that moment to go sell the damn bags on the damn corner, man.
Right.
You have to not accept that deliverance, that you might have a hope for something better, man. Which is what? The kingdom of heaven, man. And in that sense right there, maybe the Lord provides you a job, man. A better job. You got to hold it down, though. Like these women were holding it down, man. And these men that were holding it down. Let's keep reading.
It says, "And others had trial of cruel mockings and scourgings. Yea, moreover, of bonds and imprisonment. They were stoned."
They were what?
They were stoned.
And they were going through it, man. They said they were stoned and bonds in prison. Read.
They were sawn asunder.
They were what?
They were sawn asunder.
They were sawn asunder, man. And hearing these things, it kind of humbles you, man. Because the little damn bill that came around, you might got a parking ticket. And you're tearing your head out, or the hairs on your head out. You don't know what to do. Hey, man, these people were sawn asunder, man. These mighty men and women were sawn asunder. That should humble you, man. And they still held it down. I was going to say that.
It says, "Were tempted, were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, tormented, of whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in deserts and in mountains and in dens and caves of the earth. And these all having obtained a good report.
What did the Lord say?
And these all having obtained a good report.
They obtained a good report. Why? Because they held fast to the faith. Let's keep reading.
Through faith.
Through what?
Through faith.
What did they have?
Through faith.
Through faith, man. You gotta have that faith, man. When you're going through adversity, you have to have the faith that the Lord is going to deliver you out of it, man. You have to have the faith that the Lord put you through the adversity to try you, man. Not to throw your arms up and go back in the world, man. Saying, man, God, he never protected me. He never did it. He never did that. Don't be that brother, man. Be the brother that holds fast to the faith, man. That doesn't let it go, man. That understands, through his mind and being mature in the faith, being mature in the walk, that he has to go through certain things, man. That he has to go through the trials. That he has to go through the affliction.
Right.
Read.
It says, through faith, receive not the promise. God having provided some better thing for us.
And they didn't even receive the promise in the time, man.
Right.
And they still hold the faith. Right now, we're in time to receive the promise. So how much more should we hold on to the faith? Here's the point.
That they without us.
That what?
That they without us should not be made perfect.
So we have to go through these things to do what? To make the works that they went through, make it perfect, man. We're the final the completion, man. We have to go through these trials that we're going through right now, and the trials that we're going to go through later, through Jacob's trouble. We got to go through it to make their works perfect. To make all the things that they went through, the mighty men in the Bible, the mighty women, the saints, the martyrs, we got to make them perfect by going through what we're going through right now. And you got to keep that in your mind. But Khan,
all praise to the Most High. And with that, Most High willing, you is edified. Of course, we want to give our honor and our glory to Yahweh by Hashem Mashallah like it was shy. Hey, I don't know if that's a brother or sister, Turtle Speed, but reach out to us on an email or the Instagram. Watchman for Israel on Instagram. Kwame Sharala, keep watching these last days. Slaki, this is brother Kasadi from WFR Jersey, Philly. Kwame Sharala, keep watching these last days.
Brother, your time's out.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Kind of messed up the end of it. That's all right.
No, that's all good.